Greetings, everyone. This is Tanisha from Talking with T, and I have with me Tip and Tereka. So if you've been listening to the show, you know this is our favorite tipster, and she always has a lot of tips for us. And I guess what, we're going to try to bring Professor J on as soon as we figure out how to do it. So if anybody is on here that knows how to bring on another person, we would appreciate it if you let us know.
He said,
what did he say?
hit the little camera icon with the plus sign.
Tell him we have that knot.
We have that knot. Has to be on there.
I don't see it. No, that's a comment. That is, oh, look at that. Maybe, oh, that's where you write on it. So that's not it. Okay, well, we're just going to have to get started. First of all, I want to ask any listeners if they have any questions for us. And Tereka, I know your tip a couple of weeks ago was what?
Make sure you are greasing your kids up before school, before going anywhere in the mornings.
Okay.
I also added that this morning because it was so cold. With this weather change.
When you say grease them up, can you try? And Jay, since we can't figure out how to get you on, can you just come on for the comments? Oh, look at him.
You see him?
I don't know what I'm doing. We'll have to figure that out later. But go back to this greasing thing that you're talking about.
Well, you have to make sure that they're oiled up, greased up, or whatever word you want to use.
What do you use?
I like that Ursarin lotion. My son has, my oldest son, has acquired a addiction to it ever since he was little. That Ursarin lotion, it's really good, and he loves it. That keeps him pretty glossy throughout the day.
But it is that expensive.
Well,
like just for the common everyday
person
person like me who shops on a budget, what should I use to grease up my kids?
Use that Ursarin. It's about $10.
I'm not going to pay no $10 for no grease.
But it lasts. It don't take much. It lasts.
What about Vaseline?
Vaseline is good. I like Vaseline. It's from the old.
We got
school.
some tea, y'all, for Talking with Tea.
I got mint tea. It's pretty good, too.
Okay, so she uses Eucerin lotion.
Yes, it's good. He loves that. But I use that Aqua 4. That's pretty good, too.
What do y'all use? Does anybody have
Vaseline,
a good
that's old school
greasing formula for the winter so we won't go out and see these kids with the chapped lips and the ashy elbows? We're right on point.
Oh, yeah. Knees, shins. Even though they wear long pants, when they sit down, the pants kind of come up. They don't have on long socks because you see all that.
On the ankles.
All the ankles. We just need to, even though it's cold, there's no excuse for them not to look crisp.
I'm going to see if we can't look at any comments while we're doing this.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. But go ahead.
But yeah, just making sure that they're, that wind's not cutting them up in the morning. Sometimes in the school, the classrooms are usually warm. I know the hallways are warm, but just that transition from the car in, out, maybe the playground, because they do still go on that playground.
Jay said this ain't the season to be ashy.
It's not the season to be ashy. And around my house we use Vaseline lotion and greasy things even in the summer.
Yeah.
My children think I'm crazy. Penny makes comments all the time about, hey, you sure got them greased up. Well, I used to have you greased up till you got grown and ran and start running from it. But Chas don't have a choice.
Hey, let me tell you something. I got a tip. Now, this isn't my department.
Mm-hmm.
Normally Tereka is the tipster, but I got a tip. I'm going to ask you out there in Facebook land to do me a big favor. All you Facebook eulogists and you Facebook corners, stay out folks' business. If something happens to somebody, if a family's going through something, it's that family's right whether or not they want to share it. Do not get in front of that. Don't get in front of the news and try to be the first one to share somebody else's story or somebody else's tragedy. You let the family decide how and when they want to do that. Now we got Miss Vivian on. She said she mixes a little oil with the lotion. Now that
Hey, that's good.
Oh, I like Jergens. Jergens smells good and
but
it's
it
clean.
don't last long. Now
She said put oil in it.
All with the Jergens. But I tell you what else,
What you doing,
that
praying?
coconut oil.
Oh, keep
Now,
your
I had
eyes
to make
open.
sure I get this right. That coconut, that virgin coconut.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, that's good for many things. But that really keeps you greased up and look polished and all that. Also,
Oh, she trying to shine.
Wait a minute.
Miss
Also,
Vivian, I
we're
like
gonna get back to
the
the
jerkins.
eulogies.
Okay, yeah, let's get back to that.
But let me say this.
Okay.
Before you use the lotion, before you put all this on them and get them, make sure they nose clean. You can't put that all on crusty noses and runny noses. Make them blow real good. Now, you know you can't be with them throughout the day, but teachers not supposed to touch them and do all that. Kids don't do very well with them. They blow their nose and they wipe and it's a streak, going to their ear. But if you could clean them out real good that morning, maybe give them a little something, grease them up real good, at least they start off good. But don't have them coming to the schools first thing before 9 o'clock. They just full of it. And I know allergies in this season, they do get kind of stuffy. But let's go ahead and clean them out and then grease them up real good.
Well, while you cleaning their nose, there are other parts of the body that could use a good cleaning.
Yeah.
So before you put lotion on, regardless of the smell, make sure the lotion isn't covering up some dust.
That's true.
Because we've noticed sometimes in the school when people walk past us, there's a whiff of something unpleasant. Yeah. It's unpleasant, and I know you should be able to smell it. Just do a check. Tereka's told us before, right? You can just do a little check before your kids leave out in the morning. Before you leave out in the morning, just do
and don't be ashamed to tell them, because you tell them out of love.
Right.
Them people at school not tell them out of love. They're trying to be funny, or they trying to make fun of them, or be sarcastic.
Right.
But you, as a parent, you tell them out of love. I smell you. Hey, let's do a pit check. I do a little armpit check. I do a couple of different kinds of checks I'm not going to mention on here.
Oh, thank you.
But I have to lift and tuck and all that kind of stuff on it, because the kids don't know. You got to go in.
Teach them.
You got to show them. Let me tell you something. When they're putting on deodorant, hey, tell them don't do just one swipe. You got to go.
Demonstrate.
Up, down, round and round, side. And see, sometimes you might got to count. Like I tell Chaz, in the summertime, you may need to do 6 swipes, and the winter you may only do 3, but you got to cover that whole pit. See, you just can't leave it up to kids to try to figure out how to do their hygiene. We got to show them. Yeah. Now, if you don't know, hey, up, down, round and round, side, lift, tuck, bend over. Hey, it might be a workout, but it's worth it.
Yeah,
it's worth it.
Okay,
back to the eulogy.
Yeah, now back to the Facebook corners and minding your own business. Facebook is fun. Social media is fun. We all enjoy sharing stories that we choose to share. It wouldn't be right for me to share her story, right? That's something we have to leave up to the individual to decide what they want out there. So I'm just going to ask you all to be respectful of other people's business.
And don't always try to be the first to report it.
Yeah.
It never ceases to amaze me. You can hear something, or you can look on Facebook and it's like it's a race. Who can say rest in peace first? Or who can say pray for this such first? Or whatever. I mean, why? What is it about being first to report something like that?
Right.
I mean, I don't get that. I wouldn't ever want to report it, because they have put too many people in the ground before they even dead.
That's true.
And I hate to be the one that will post something like that. The person ain't even.
Yeah.
But people do it all
Jay
the time.
just asked us. He's sitting there waiting for us to figure out how we can bring him in. So I have an Android phone. I have a Samsung S7. So if anybody out there knows how to invite somebody in using a Samsung or Android phone, please let us know, because I don't see all them little funny buttons he talking about. No plus sign. I don't see nothing but the flash button, the camera, and all of that. So I guess I could have used my iPad instead, but I don't have a holder for that. So if anybody knows how to do it with the Android, let me know. Now, what's some other tips we can share with the people? We've talked about your cleanliness, your taking care of your children, nose check, odor check,
tying their shoes. That's a whole other thing.
Kind of
I can go into schools and it never fails. I went into a school yesterday, and every child I passed, shoestrings were untied.
I think mine untied.
And it's so when you see them in the hall, they stepping on each other's. It's just if their shoestrings are uneven, how sometimes it's a long one and a short one. We let them dress themselves in the morning. You go behind them. Put that double knot in there. Because now they don't take naps at school no more. So ain't nobody taking
I got a question. At what age do you stop doing all of this? What age do you start trying to make sure that they take care of themselves?
That's a good question. Just because they take care of themselves don't mean you don't go behind them.
Okay.
I mean, you could say 5, 6, or whatever, but hey, them shoestrings loose, I got to go ahead and tie them up. They turn them up, they walk on them, that messes up the strings, and it's unsafe, and it get dirty.
That's right. Now, Miss Vivian said we need to teach them the address in case of emergency. Write it down somewhere, and you're right. They should be able to pay attention and figure out where they live. Tell somebody where they live. They should know your name, your phone number, or somebody that knows you where you work. I teach mine like Hansel and Gretel. If something happens, start leaving breadcrumbs. Whatever you got, notebook paper, your sock, something that I know is yours, so I know where you were last, and that'll help us. All right, so I think we got some people on with us. If you have any questions for Tip and Tereka. Yeah, we do, Miss Pam.
Oh, Lord.
And Jay. I sure wish I knew how to bring Jay on. I'm going to go on.
We got Jay, though. Some kind. We got
He's on there listening, and he will respond. I'm going to go YouTube.
Jay, Google it and see how we supposed to add you with this.
Google it while we on
Android.
Here. So, Tereka, are you ready for the holidays?
Well, I guess I better be. They're coming, so.
Yeah, they come the same time every year. I don't understand when people get surprised.
I don't either. That's another thing. That's another tip.
What's that?
Christmas don't surprise nobody. No. Since I've known, it's been
December
If you
celebrate it, it's the same day every year.
It's been
like your
December
birthday.
25th. So when you say and things do come up during the year, because they come up on me some like every other day. But if you have things you need to get, go ahead and start that lay-by, as my grandma used to say.
Lay-by.
Get your little lay-bys in. I think Walmart started theirs.
I was going to say, who still has it?
It said Walmart had theirs in August.
Sears, I saw that online.
Is there still a Sears?
Yes.
Where?
It's Sears, West Town, and East Town. Now, they ain't got much in the store, but they still open. Now, Sears, West Town got some more stuff. They got layaway.
30 days, that's not good.
Oh, 30 days.
Now, Walmart had theirs from August until December.
Okay. Who else has layaway, y'all?
Toys R Us don't. I've been bugging them for years. They don't.
Well, where do you get some good deals? How are you planning for Christmas? Now, I only have one child, so it's not as difficult for me. Mm-hmm. You got any tips for parents?
No, I just say start early.
Start early.
As early as you can. Just get it and put it up. If you have multiple children, say February, March, or you want to start, you get your income tax, March, April, May, I'm going to get
Christmas?
this child.
Yes.
Put it up. Put it in your closet. So I'll take it over to your mamas or somebody's, put it up. Then next month, you get the other kids. Then the next month, you get the other kids. And then by the time December comes, you on easy street.
Stephanie said Toys R Us has layaway.
But they told me they didn't.
You think it? Never mind.
That might be just me. I've asked them, and I don't know if it's the time I'm going.
Burlington Coat Factory? Oh.
If Toys R Us got layaway, I'm going to go off. I'm going to call them tomorrow.
Maybe
there must be something new.
Maybe they
because I called and I made sure I called them.
So Jay, check your phone. Jay sent a photo telling us what to do. Listen. So far, listeners, we've talked about a few things tonight. We're ready to take your calls. We're just testing this out. Everybody seemed to enjoy it the last time. And what we've come up with for our tips for tonight is one, it's cold. It's cold weather. There are things that you need to do to make sure you are presentable and your children are presentable in cold weather. There are things you need to do to make sure in all kind of weathers that your kids are ready and that you are ready. And that you give them the lessons they need. The other tip we have is about minding your own business. And letting people tell their own stories, letting people share their own. But, you're not ordained as a eulogist, a coroner, anything like that. Now, if it's your family, your story, feel free to share. But don't jump in anybody else's business trying to jump in front of the story, right?
Right.
And you know what? We talked about Christmas isn't surprise. Let me tell you, I'm an educator. We're in the schools. Let me tell you something else
until you see live
that's
viewers.
not a surprise. Swipe which way?
Swipe left until you see live viewers.
Okay, y'all. If we go somewhere, it's called Jay told me to swipe left, but don't go. Y'all don't go nowhere because I'm gonna come back and tell you about some more things that shouldn't surprise you. I swipe left
until you see live viewers.
I'm swiping.
Select the viewer you want to go live with. So he's on there.
All right. There's Jay.
And tap invite.
Bring Jay in. Oh, go Jay. Okay, so now let me get back to the surprises as educators. There are certain things that students have always needed in school: paper, pens, and pencils. Little simple things like that. I don't understand. In order to be at their best, kids need to do one. You need to have them there on time, because we know in the real world we got to be at work on time. There's no excuse to not show up. You can't even be successful if you're not present. So the first thing is to show up. It's not a surprise. You find out at the beginning of the year what time school starts. You know every day. Now, granted, things happen, a flat tire, somebody gets sick. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just acting like you don't know what time it starts. Same time every day. Mm-hmm. Now, the other thing, you shouldn't be surprised, they need tools for learning. It's a mental thing, right? In your mind, if you're not there with the tools you need for learning, that means you're not ready to learn. Right. Your mind is already somewhere it shouldn't be. Yeah. So that's something we need to do. Now, is Jay on? Can we see him? Can y'all see him? We invited Jay.
We're not supposed to be seen.
Well, Jay, you're supposed to accept it, aren't you? Well, listeners, let's see. Help us out. What are some other things that shouldn't surprise people? You shouldn't be surprised about Christmas. Shouldn't be surprised about time. It's been the same. What else?
Right. Shouldn't be surprised. Oh, I had a good one too. I can't stand
when it leaves you.
Yeah, but I guess it comes with age. It comes with age.
You shouldn't be surprised when people do what they've always done. Now, we can pray for folks. We can try to influence them and be good examples. And we can be hopeful that people change their ways, their attitudes, but we shouldn't be surprised when they do what they've always done. You surprised at something?
I'm very surprised.
Look at them. You looking at me sideways like I did it.
Because I'm trying to think of how to say this.
Don't get off camera.
Now, and I need somebody to chime in on this. When people pray on Facebook, I know everybody say the Lord don't have Facebook or something like that, but what is the purpose behind you just having a full-fledged prayer on the Facebook? Are you really thinking that you're praying to God, or are you praying so that people can feed in and pray with you? I just don't. I'm trying to figure out. That's one that I've always wondered about. If you're really thinking that praying to Facebook is more is better than really getting on your knees and praying in privately. Like,
well, I don't think people think that. I don't think people think they're praying to Facebook. I think people are trying to solicit people because the Bible says with 2 or 3 are assembled together. So I think people are trying. Well, some people are trying to get other people to join it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I do believe that some people.
That makes sense.
Not all. I'm not talking about you. Not the people listening today. Them other people, y'all know. Some people get on there and say, pray for me, because that's a way for them to get attention to their story. And then there are some people who don't pray at all, but will get on Facebook, you're right, and say, pray for me. Now, I'm going to tell you something else I don't like.
But at night, they don't hit that floor, though.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I know
that's between them and.
But I was just trying to figure that out. Like, when you praying, are you closing your eyes, peeking and typing, or are you just praying with your phone? And
so Tonya said they want lights, and so they say pray for them, and that'll give them light. They need to be worried about Jesus liking it. But I'm gonna get off of that and tell y'all.
Yeah, but I like that when 2 or more come together. That does make sense. So yeah.
Well, I feel like it's people on Facebook get too many orders. So y'all put these posts on there and tell me to type amen. Or if I shouldn't scroll past this without typing amen. If I love Jesus. Facebook just came around. Jesus has been around for a long time, and I've been a Christian for a long time. And before Facebook, we were cool. So I don't think me not typing amen or none of that is gonna change my relationship with God. So don't be offended, because I never do it. Y'all not get ready to tell me I gotta type amen or hit like. It says they do not care if you pray, they need attention. Yeah, that's probably right, and they won't likes. I agree with you, Toya. And hey, by the way, I appreciate you joining us tonight.
Is Jay on here? Where is he?
I don't know. He says, try it again. Now look at here. I'm gonna try this again.
Swipe left.
I've been doing it. It said Jay's invited. Look at that, Jay. Jay Lawrence.
You're not tapping.
Bring him on. Inviting. That's best I can do, Jay.
Inviting. Come on.
So, listeners, people tuned in tonight. What are some things that should not surprise people? Were y'all surprised by the turnout in Alabama? Is that too touchy? Too early?
No, I want Jay to get on here and talk about that.
Yeah, he's our political person. We don't know what we're talking about. We're just rambling, giving our own opinions. We need Pam.
Yes, we do.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
It says we're inviting Jay.
Inviting. Jay, do you know what button to push?
Hey, look. What about Omarosa? Nope. Crickets. All right.
We don't want.
Anybody have any comments about the fact that
What?
No answer from the live post guest. I don't know what's going on with Jay. We keep inviting him, and it says no answer.
Do it again. Do it
again.
Yeah, just keep trying. What we can?
Omarosa, bye girl. What?
Yes.
I know that's right. I don't think anybody. In fact, they said she was gone. I didn't know she was still around anyway.
I didn't either. What was her role at the White House?
She was over communications, but we never heard her communicate.
I thought I read somewhere they said she was over fashion or something. Was that a joke?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
And if she was over fashion, she still was in the wrong line of business.
But she's supposed to be quitting, or then I heard that she was.
No, they said she was fired. She was escorted. She was escorted off the White House grounds by Secret Service, by security.
I wonder what she was in there doing. Interesting. That's very interesting.
All right, so tell you what we're gonna do. Since we don't have any questions tonight, we want to make sure that you tune in to Talking with T on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, Google Music, what else? iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, any of those. We do new shows each Monday. And you don't want to miss P.I. Pam and the Crazy Chronicles. You don't want to miss Professor J, who knows it all. You definitely don't want to miss Tips from Tip and Tereka. We also have I've Been Thinking with Lincoln. And just a lot of good segments. Lincoln's up in New Jersey somewhere, probably bound up in the snow. Okay. So her role was nothing but to embarrass herself. Well, I guess she just stayed over there in one of them quiet hallways.
She's pretty good at that.
Speaking of that, maybe she was in there with the hiding in there with the roaches. Ooh. Since they said it was infested.
Have y'all heard about that? The infestation of the White House. You know, I thought they were going to try to put it on Obama, but come to find out, it's been an issue.
Yeah, it's been like that for years, they say.
But I mean, wouldn't the White House have the best? Do y'all not think it's a surprise? It seems like the White House would have the best extermination and everything. They should have an exterminator that lives in the White House on site. So I was kind of shocked. Now that's one thing that shocked me.
Yeah, that's something surprising.
I was very surprised with that. Jay,
he said this live won't let me be great and join in.
What is it saying?
Well, we did our part. What's going on, Jay?
He said it won't let me be great.
Mm-hmm. If you're out there and you're tuned in, I want you to tag your friends so we can get a good conversation going on tonight. We don't have long because, like we just said, it's not a surprise at what time we need to be at work. So I'm going to make sure I have everything I need prepared on this evening so that I can get to work on time. And you should get to work on time. Get your kids to school on time. It's not a surprise. So tonight we're asking, what are things that surprise you or what are things that shouldn't surprise you? Right? So it's not a surprise that Christmas is on the 25th. It's always on the 25th, right?
Right.
But we are surprised by what? Yeah, you're right. Hey, Pastor Holloway, how are you doing? Glad to have you on this evening. We better be on our blessed behavior because
I bless
blessed
behavior.
behavior. That's right. Because I don't have Jay here with me with my blessed oils or anything trying to keep me in line. But I am sipping tea tonight, hot chocolate rather, and Miss Tereka has some tea. Pastor Holloway, we were talking about one Facebook. We didn't talk about Facebook preachers. See, he a real preacher. There's some people be on here, they pretend preachers. They ain't been ordained by nothing. Nobody. It would be a surprise if you don't get both. If you don't get both for Christmas. If we don't get both of what?
What Jay say?
He's told him to rotate his phone. You want us to try it again,
Yes,
Jay?
I told you keep trying, keep it coming. Like I tell the waitresses, keep that free bread coming. Don't stop till I tell you to stop.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Oh, okay. Um, Pastor Holloway, what do you think about these posts when people are instructing me that I have to say, type amen or hit like when they say something motivation? Number one, I see these people in the street in the hood, and I am who I am. I don't pretend for anybody. And so I'm the same on Facebook as I am when you see me out. There are some people. Number one, can you let everybody pray for you?
No.
You got to write some stuff down.
Because girls coming to me quick, and every time my girl spit it out, it leaves.
Oh, okay.
I need a pen.
Okay, Toya, I see what you're saying. All right. Well, we got a few people on here tonight. Now we just can't be sitting here looking dumb. They gonna hang up.
What I just had in my head is gone. It's just going quick. And these are.
He said no. I don't have to hit like because it tells me if I want to go to heaven, I gotta hit like. If I love Jesus, I gotta type amen. I don't feel like doing all that. I feel like they Facebook bullies. Laughing at me. We try.
Yeah, I keep scrolling. I hit Jay again. Go back over there and try to invite him again.
Well, Jay, make another comment. I'm not scrolling all the way back up to the top of the comments, but they'll try to invite you again. Our little viewers are going down. Oh, why won't he concede? Now that's a good question. He refuses to go down more that he done lost. Just like the woman lost to Keisha. Yes, Atlanta has a mayor named Keisha. But I don't know. What happens if you don't concede? You just walk around pretending you didn't lose? I'm confused. Can somebody help me understand that?
Well, you know.
What? What?
It doesn't surprise me that he won't.
Yeah, he won't concede.
No, because I don't believe that the president would have. Had he lost, I don't think he would have just conceded as quick as Hillary did. But
okay. Well, so do you have to concede? I saw that in the headlines, and I'm thinking, so what? What does that mean?
He lost.
Okay.
It's over with. I don't know. Is that just etiquette to just go ahead and bail out, or can they just continue on without a concede? You can just continue on. Just go
I don't
ahead.
know. That's something we need to put on our list and look at.
Okay.
They want the feeling that they're going down fighting.
Okay. Okay. So is that the same thing as a sore loser?
Jay said the devil is seeking to hinder him on this here evening because he won't let him join in. Well, Jay, we'll figure it out. When you coming back to Knoxville? We're going to have a great big old live viewing party. He did it under me. Hey, Jay, are you signed in on Talking with T? That'll be crazy. Yeah. So tag your friends and let us know on this evening things that you shouldn't be surprised about or things that you should. If you got any tips for the winter time or the holiday season, we would love that. Toya says, and I'm thinking you're talking about Roy Moore, that he's a sore loser and he's a racist. Yeah. And so are a lot of people.
Yes.
And we have to deal with it daily. And I think what we have to do is figure out strategies to keep it moving when we know we have these people around us and we have these people in power. I'm gonna turn the camera because you way all off in the distance.
Well, because I'm trying to bring my thoughts.
I feel like you're trying to slide away. Where the thoughts at?
They keep going. That's why I wish I had a piece of paper and pen, and I just write it down. And then when I get a chance,
I go get you a piece of paper and a pen. But if I leave, then you just gonna be sitting here looking for something. Right, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get her a pen. Talk to the people while I go get you a pen. Don't be pulling no bills out here. That's an envelope. Yeah. Pull out an empty envelope. Let me go get you a pen. Okay, y'all come on with it. What tips do y'all want to talk about? What tips do you have? I have there. I'm back, y'all. Let's see. So I had some good ones too, but they're gone. Yes, question, Pastor Holloway. Now we done got up on a midweek evening to go live and talk to the people. Where are the people with the questions? It's Wednesday. Oh, is Empire on? Is that what everybody watching? Is it? I think so. I think Empire on. I get easily distracted, and after a couple of seasons, I move on. Tips for forgiveness. How do you forgive people? You gotta be strong to do that. It's not easy as people say it is, and I understand it's not easy. Listeners, while we're thinking about this and sharing our own insights, if you have some tips for forgiveness, we'd ask you to share that as well. But I'll say this, and I know people say you don't forgive for the other person, you forgive for yourself. You don't want people to have power over you. So it's hard to really determine if you're forgiving them or you just moving past them. I'm not sure. But I know that's what we're supposed to do. Pastor Holloway, do you have to forgive and forget, or? And what does I think forgiveness looks different from each person. Really? So I may, if I don't fool with you, if we've kind of parted ways, it doesn't mean I have not forgiven you. I just don't fool with you. Yeah. And I've forgiven you. But some people, when they don't forgive, I mean, I don't know how that looks. It don't mean you're supposed to be friends with them and we're going out again, right? Or you just get your distance. So if somebody could chime in on that's my neighbor, and you're right. It's easy to forgive, but I don't forget. And I mean, and we're supposed to be wise and learn from mistakes, and we shouldn't jump back into the same situations that have caused us some problems. But we don't want to walk around with a grudge and being mean and hateful and trying to seek revenge. Tip for forgiveness for somebody who's qualified here that says, when you have truly forgiven, when you're no longer affected by the sight or the voice of that person. Right. Oh. Uh-oh. What? I was just thinking it might be some people that I thought I had forgiven. But when you see them, it just brings it all back. Yeah, I don't want to see them. The voice is irritating to me. That means I haven't forgiven them. Is that what you're saying, Pastor? So don't start clicking that pen now. We go through this at work. Okay. All right. I still can't make my tips. So we got forgiveness will no longer cause ill feelings in you. Well, I don't know that I feel ill. I just don't want that person around me. Right. I just want to move past them. Okay, you know what? I think I might need to work on that. I'm gonna have to go back to the book, and that's not Facebook. I'm talking about the Bible, as we learned in the Vacation Bible School, the Bible, not the Facebook book. I would never seek revenge. It is too much work to put your energy in trying to get even with something. That's why. How many of you all out there believe in karma? Sometimes you can sit back and let things happen. Things that happen, you don't even have to worry about. You need to move on. Neighbor, I agree with you. It is too much work. You could be doing something productive for your own life instead of trying to bring down somebody else's life. So I agree with you on that. Then some people want to justify, or they want Pastor say it's okay not to want them around you. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you cleared that up. But when you see them, do you get just ill? Does that mean that? Well, I don't get ill. Well, you said you don't want them around. I don't. But I mean,
just the sight of them or the voice, does that mean that you're truly forgiving somebody if just the sound of their voice, just like nails on chalkboard?
hey, Cynthia, glad you joined us tonight because we won't be on here too much longer because we know, like you, we got to be up in AM. You write the two T's. We got Miss T and Tipping Tereka. And tonight, Cynthia, we talked about a few things. Right now, we're getting tips and giving tips the best we can. We're doing one on forgiveness. Pastor Holloway just said that we shouldn't purposely avoid them. Pastor, pray for me. I avoid them like the plague, like they a bad rash, eczema, like they old collard greens and chitlins. I do not. It's just certain people that I don't want in my space. But we've also talked about tips for winter. We talked about some hygiene tips. We talked about some holiday tips. Forgiveness shouldn't cause you to be rude. I might need my own private counseling session because I'm not rude anyway, though. I'm not a rude person by nature. You know, even to people who I might have some discord with, I don't think I'm a rude person. But I'm not a fake person either. So I don't want people to confuse the two.
Okay. Okay, I have a question.
If I hear that pen click,
I have another question. What is the workflow post?
He say stay indoors for winter. I agree. When I run into a person I had to forgive, I speak, smile, and keep it moving. They will never have control over me.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the workflow post? When people put workflow, I mean, because I've been working forever, I've never thought to put workflow. It's just kind of natural.
It's
like going to the bathroom. Some things you just don't have to post. Like
they want to show you that they have a job and how they look going to work.
No, some of them don't post their actual self. They just say workflow, and I be thinking, okay,
they get ready to go to work.
Oh, who's not? Well, I'm just trying to figure that out. If somebody can help me understand that. I don't understand the purpose of every time, unless you're new to the workforce or you need some encouragement. Maybe that's what it is. But people who's been working, like that's all you know, it's kind of understood that you don't have to say now. Wait a minute. Let me go ahead and say this. I've never posted it, but trust and believe I do work consistently. So I've never posted it. So maybe, hopefully y'all don't think I don't work because I've never posted it.
Cynthia said they need more work to do. No. I just think that people post things and they have different meanings.
I just find that odd because I was thinking, well,
we just need, like you know how they had an urban dictionary?
Is that like a check-in?
We need a social media. Yeah, it's a check-in. I'm going to work. This is my workflow. I'm going to work.
Okay. I like to clarify things. So sometimes you know how you scroll and then you're looking and you're like, and then you just keep scrolling. But those kinds of things you kind of think of like,
See, she said some people are happy to have a job and they want others to know. Maybe.
Okay.
And maybe they setting an example for other people. You know, I'm going to work. You should be going to work. This workflow. Cynthia said they need attention.
Well, maybe all of us need to start putting workflow. Maybe if we all do it, it would become an epidemic. Like if I put workflow, you put workflow, Cynthia put workflow. Pastor Holloway put workflow.
You gonna have somebody.
Wouldn't that be annoying?
You gonna have somebody put workflow that ain't going to work. See, it's just a trend.
Oh, it's a trend.
Yes.
Okay, it's a trend
for some people. I've never thought to put it, but
when I think about it, sometimes like, I wonder if they think we don't work.
Oh, he said they don't.
What?
They got a job. Now, Tereka, here's one thing. I'm gonna tell y'all about Tip and Tereka.
Try to get an understanding of things.
But she refuses to accept the differences in people, the strangeness, the uniqueness in people.
That's not true.
They want to tell you they going to work.
Okay. I just try to like again. That's why we're on here trying to clarify,
get some understand
what that means. It's not a bad thing. It's, I just was
They could be
wondering.
doing some other kind of flow.
Like what?
Why do people have to use 100 emojis and hashtags after every statement?
True.
You're right. You know what that's like, though? I
True.
think it's like I'm guilty. I don't use a whole lot, but it's almost like a picture tells 1,000 words. And if we don't want a really long post, I can just post an emoji and that can tell a lot.
Right.
Right.
Or it's still the conversation, but you hashtagging on and without having to write a whole entire sentence.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I do it. I have to.
I see. Pastor said he guilty too because he got 2 emojis laughing at us right now. Jay, give us a tip for the people.
Give us a tip.
You got your midweek wisdom, or won't you give us some of your schoolhouse observations?
Yes.
We had one about people being prepared for school. It's no surprise. Some of the things that we need for school, we've always needed. You know what? I got something else they shouldn't be surprised. But you know what? Listen, y'all listen real close. Guess what? Schools give report cards. You should not be surprised at the end of the year or the end of the semester if your child has bad grades. You need to check on that periodically. You need to ask your child if they have homework, what their grades are looking like. Get on parent portal, call the school, email, whatever. Do not be surprised until it's too late for you to help your child. That should not be a surprise. They're going to get a report card. We have some way of monitoring progress. And if you need to speak up for your child, advocate for them, if they need tutoring or anything, you need to find out what they're doing in the school. Good night, Pastor Holloway. We won't be on much longer so we can be at our workplace on time.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Our flow.
I took it. Jay, you got plenty.
What'd he say?
I took the whole tip.
Just took it. Okay, now let's talk about this. I need some insight on this, Professor J. Maybe you could clarify this.
I need some more.
I wonder when parents do, when they do come to the school, or if they're talking to their student about their grades, and the student's grades are terrible, and are their report cards not good? They don't understand adding, subtracting, which that's pretty common, and then they want to get mad or talk about the teachers not doing their job or this or that. I'm trying to figure out, some people who do this, what kind of student were you in school? Because they say the apple don't fall far from the tree. You have some people who swear their kids should be making straight A's, straight B's, and maybe they are or are not, but you cannot expect, if you wasn't a good student or if you was a struggling student, what makes you think your student or your child will not be? I mean, not necessarily they will be, but if they are, got to be patient. Is that right? Yeah. Some of them just swear, I don't know why he can't read. I don't know why you can't read.
Did you read to them?
I mean,
I make somebody mad. I think we done lost 2 listeners.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand that. They just want these high expectations, but what kind of student were you?
Jay said it's the end of the semester, and now you want extra credit. Man, we've been in school.
They do that.
4 or 5 months.
Yes.
They wait to the end.
Yeah, they're trying to get them. They're trying to get as many little points as they can at the end. I probably was guilty of that. See.
Well, we're not perfect.
I don't expect my kid not to be, but
we
you
the
cannot
people. We the people.
think
we
that
not
your
perfect.
kid is not too far from.
Well, that all goes with not being surprised. You get to know your kid's teacher. You get to know what the classroom is like. You ask your kids questions. Yep. In fact, I learned some good tips from Tereka. I want you, because bullying is a big thing right here. Don't be nervous. I ain't gonna put you on the spot, but you got some good tips. And you helped me with one particular about bullying. Listen here. Y'all go to the schools, tell them, Tereka, how you approach the schools and talk to the people about bullying and the policies and everything. Don't be looking at me sideways. Okay. Talk to the people. Talk to the people. Talk to the people. They out there.
Where Jay?
He on there. Okay, he on there.
So
Jay gonna be going to bed soon. So
this is gonna be quick. Now, this is what I've always advised people to do with their kid when they're getting bullied or something's going on. So you make sure you tell the teacher, And it's not snitching because you're going to let that person know. Are you going to say it loud?
How
or
you
going to pull them up? You're going to say,
hey,
hey, Miss Smith, can you do something with Tanisha? Because if I handle her, it's going to be some issues. See, that's not snitching.
Right.
That's not snitching because I'm going to let you know that I'm going to let her know that I about had it with you. Okay. See, that's not snitching. So you do that 3 times as documentation. He's heard you say it or she's heard you say it. The teacher's heard you say it. You write that down. Yeah, all the kids heard it. You got all these witnesses.
Right.
See, that's not snitching. Snitching is when you go and secretly say, but don't say I said it. See, we got to let our kids know. So I tell my son, hey, you tell her, come and get him. Come and get him. See, right there. You're making her accountable. He's knowing. Yeah. You're not shy about it. Write that down. Now, you tell them do that 3 times. And I'm with that old saying, I know we can't. It used to be somebody hit you hit them back. That don't work anymore because they suspend you. But you do 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You told 3 times. You let everybody know 3 times this is what's going on out loud. Right. And after that 3rd time.
Sorry about that, y'all.
After that 3rd time, let them do what it do. But at least you have something to work with. So when you go talk to that teacher, when you go talk to the school, you say, did he tell 3 times? And you have witnesses now because you don't let him know. Yeah. You don't let the whole class know. You don't let the teacher know or whoever out in the cafeteria or the hallway. Everybody know that you done said this 3 times. Now you're giving the mama something to work with.
And one thing you told me is ask for the policy in writing.
What is the bully policy?
What is the policy?
I need to see it in writing off the top before school start. Even if you've never had an issue with bullying, you never know what year is going to be your kid's year. Yeah. Go in there and handle it off the top. Tell your kid, tell the teacher. This is what I told him. He's going to tell you 3 times.
That's my policy.
He's going to tell you 3 times. And I may send you an email to follow up so you will have some documentation. So you got to let them know you documenting on them or that you got something going right here, see. Ain't gonna be no trickery like I didn't know or he never came to me or I didn't hear it. Oh yeah, we're gonna have something to work with. You gotta give them something to work with because you can't do that if they hit you hit them back. Because who always get caught? Mm-hmm. The one that hits back. Right. So they ain't even see all that other stuff. But that's the best thing I have found going for bullying. It works.
Now, Tereka, Toya said it depends on the principal and administrator, and it does as far as how.
Okay. As far as how what?
Anyway, as far as how people handle it, but that's why you document.
Oh yeah.
They tell you their policy, you give them your policy. Mm-hmm. Y'all make that clear before it's any problems. That way, when a problem comes up, you have some documentation about what you all agreed on as far as how you gonna handle some things, right?
Yeah. You tell them up front. This is how I deal with it, and let them tell you how they deal with it. And make them stick to it. Yeah. Because you always hear say, oh, I didn't know that. Why didn't you tell me? Mm. Yeah, you knew what was going on. And sometimes people have selective ways of paying attention to those kinds of things.
Yeah, we're getting some agreement, the paper trail, document. That's right. Doesn't hurt, make a little note.
And it's not snitching.
And have a date. Put a date on there so you can go in there and say, let me tell you something on September 13th, my child told you somebody was bothering me. On September 14th, my child told you and another teacher somebody was bothering. On September 16th, my child told you somebody was bothering. So now it's not his problem, it's whose problem? It's the school's problem because my child is in an unsafe environment. We have evidence and documentation here on these 3 dates. They tried to get a solution and no one there assisted them.
So he felt like he had to protect himself. And he shouldn't feel like he have to protect himself. The whole class know it, because I'm sure my son didn't whisper when he told you.
So, Toya, when you say it depends on the school district, what do you mean by that? If right now we're thinking about Knox County, we have a 0 tolerance, right? You have 0 tolerance for bullying. What do you mean by it depends on the school district?
0 tolerance too. Yeah.
There's no more 0 tolerance. I can't keep with all names. Yeah. Well, I got 0 tolerance.
They have to address it, but I don't think it's a 0 tolerance thing.
Okay.
I found out about that a couple of days ago.
No. Well. Lord, it's 10:05. What you writing on that paper?
Just because all my good stuff's down. So I'll get that back probably once this.
Okay, so let's do this. You want to come back this weekend, do another live edition? Maybe we can get P.I. Pam and Professor J on with us.
Yes, and maybe we can figure out how to
make this teach our kids how to advocate for themselves. That's right. You're right. and speak up for yourself. Because if you're already getting bullied, it ain't gonna hurt none.
That's right.
Right? You already in a bad situation,
Right.
so you might as well stick up for yourself. And I want to see one of my favorite quotes here, Nita. Let me see what you said. In this life, when you don't have enough courage, ooh, I can't. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Can you read it? Okay. All right, here we go. In this life, when you don't have enough courage and insight to know that you have outgrown a situation and it's time to move on, life will move on you. Let go or be dragged. This is looking good. This is good. Let go or be dragged. It's your choice.
That's right.
Let go or be dragged.
Let go or be
I'm
dragged.
gonna be using that.
Who said that?
Nene, my neighbor down the street. We're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
invite her in here
That's
next time.
good.
We can invite some people. I can't let everybody know where I live.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Let
that's
go
good
or
one.
be dragged.
Well, on that note, we're going to sign off for this evening. We want to thank everybody who joined us tonight. And we're going to get together again maybe this weekend. But in the meantime, don't forget, you can visit www.talkingwitht.com and listen to the shows. Listen to our special editions. We had a really powerful interview on this last show. You don't want to miss that. But peace out. Thank you.
Peace out. We miss you, Pam and Jay.
Yay.